Elsa from Frozen. Today I will sew a reversible cloak using this fabric piece. Note that the fabric piece is folded in half. I will cut a rectangle. The first side will be 31 cm long or 12 inches. To find out how long the other side should be, turn the dough over and cut about 5 to 6 cm extra. The length of the second side will be 50 cm or 20 inches. Now I will cut the excess fabric. It is very easy when you have a rotary knife. Don't forget that the fabric is folded in 2 layers. I will gather the top and it will look like a cloak. So let's do it! The fabric piece is folded so the wrong side is inside. I will fold it in half one more time. Make sure to align all sides. Now I will cut the lower part so the bottom of the cloak will be round. If you don't have a French curve ruler, you can use a dish or something round. Now the piece should look like this. The ends of the fabric tend to curl, so I have to finish the edges using an overlock machine. The best time to finish the edges is right after you cut the fabric piece. This doll belongs to the granddaughter of a good friend of mine, and today we decided to make her happy by sewing new clothes for the doll. In further videos I'm planning to show you a few more clothes for dolls. Use a mending needle to hide the thread tail into the seam. If you want to see the process up close, click on the info card in the upper right corner. It should look like this. Don't forget that the fabric piece is folded in half. I will make 2 eyelets, then I will string a tape and gather the fabric. Fold the piece and carefully align the sides. I will draw a line with chalk 7 cm or 3 inches from the end. To make both eyelets exactly on the same spot, place a pin over the chalk line. Now turn the piece over and mark the center of the pin. Take the scraps from the fabric and cut 2 square pieces measuring 5 cm or 2 inches. I will use the square pieces for the eyelets. Unfold the fabric piece and draw a straight line over the marks for the eyelets that we just made. Then measure the width of the tape which you are going to use, add several millimeters to the measurement and draw another line parallel to the first one. It's barely visible on the fabric so you can see the picture. Take one of the squares and pin it exactly on the mark where the eyelet will be. Then pin the second square piece to the other side. You have to pin both square pieces with the right side facing the right side of the fabric. Now we have to sew a rectangular shape in the middle of the square. I will show you up close in a minute. You need to remember the number of stitches you make so that the eyelet on the other side looks the same. In my case, the long side of the rectangle is 9 stitches and the short side is 3. My stitch length is set to 2.5 millimeters. The eyelet must be slightly bigger than the tape. Now you can see up close. Make 9 stitches for the long side and 3 for the short one. In the end, the eyelets will be outstanding. Just make sure that the rectangle is perfect. If you don't like this method, you can use a zigzag stitch or make an automatic buttonhole using your domestic sewing machine. It should look like this. Take scissors and cut the inside of the eyelet. You can see how to cut it in the picture. Cut very close to the seam and the corners will be nice and sharp. Now push the small piece through the hole so that it passes on the other side of the fabric. And the first eyelet is almost ready. Use the same method to make the second one. I will show you the picture once again. And now we have to iron both eyelets. You can use double-sided fusible interfacing or hem adhesive tape to glue the flaps of the eyelet to the fabric. Cut 2 pieces of the tape, place them between the fabric piece and the flaps from the eyelet and press them with an iron for 10 to 15 seconds. This step is optional. If you don't have adhesive tape, make a top stitch and cut the excess fabric on the inside. It should look like this. Now fold the fabric piece in half. The right side must be inside. Align all sides and sew them. Leave a hole in the middle so you can turn the piece later. Place it under the presser foot and start sewing. Now stop, lift the presser foot, move the fabric piece and sew the other half. Cut the corners close to the seam and turn the piece inside out. You can also make slits close to the seam on the round parts. Now you have to iron it again. When I'm sewing, I keep my iron turned on almost all the time. Make sure the cloth lies flat on the ironing board. Now we have to make a top stitch. It will close the hole in the middle. You have to align the end of the fabric with the side of the presser foot. If you have a magnetic guide, you can attach it to sew faster. It should look like this. Now take a ruler and make one straight line over the eyelets and one under them. You can see it in the picture, the eyelets are marked with an X. Now you have to sew over the choke lines. You will make a groove and the tape will stay in place. I will use the magnetic guide again, so at the end I will have two perfectly parallel lines. By the way, do you sew clothes for your child's dolls? Are you teaching your child to sew? And what was the last thing you sewed? You can tell me in the comment section below the video. Now you can see how it should look like. We are almost ready. Fold the end of the tape in half and attach it to a safety pin. Close the safety pin and insert it through the first eyelet. Now start pushing it until it comes out through the other eyelet. Be careful not to twist the tape while stringing it. At this point you can remove the safety pin. Place the dough in the center and pull the tape to gather the fabric. Now place one pin to fix the tape in place. Don't forget to center the tape before placing the pins. Double check to make sure everything is looking good and sew it. Remove the pin, center the tape in the eyelet and make a straight seam. This step is optional, but I guess the child will be pulling out the tape constantly if it's not sewn. And now it is ready. You can put it on either side and the dough will look different. Now you can see it. The dough can look in several different ways depending on how you will tie the cloak. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day and see you in my next video.